Hello, everybody. Thank you back for coming back. Let me know. I think we're not muted. We shouldn't be muted. Everything should be working. We should all be coming through well. Richard has lost his glasses, so please apologise or please ignore Richard making some funny faces as the show goes along. He's been trying to read like this and doing this with a
Might as
magnifier.
well just do this.
So, does it work? Do they work? Can you read? Or are they just green glasses?
Oh, with these? No, these. I can't read with these on. There's a green screen in the way.
Ah, yes. Thought as much.
These are green screen, you see.
Shout out to everyone who's turned
Turn
up
up
so
some.
far. Shout out to Alice for turning up. Shout out for Jeff and Dave and everyone who's turned up and all the rest of it. Thank you all for coming. It is always good fun. You look well, Richard, with them glasses on you too.
They're pretty cool glasses, aren't they?
Right. So what we will do is we will jump straight into it because we wasted an awful lot of time. Where the fuck is my mouse? We wasted an awful lot of time last week. I think we only got 4 verses done. So we will jump straight into it. We will go straight with this. I think I'm going to be doing most of the reading today, Richard. Yes.
Most.
Where did we get to last week? I think we got as far as verse 4.
I think 6-4. 6-4 is the consensus between us. Yes.
I think we're going to go with that. Oh, Cat's turned up. Tool time with Richard and Robbie. And we've got Afro-Humanists too. Everybody's coming in now. You're all just late.
Oh.
Thank you all
Oh,
for coming.
Have you ever heard Afro-Humanists sing?
Maybe.
She has an exceptional, mellow and clear and bright all at the same time.
Good to hear. Good. Oh, and do you know what today is, Richard?
No, I don't. What is today?
Today is
Tuesday.
his birthday.
Who?
The
The
dog.
dog?
The dog is 19 today. So everybody give us a happy birthday for the
This
9th,
is ridiculous.
which is about, what, 120, 130 in dog years or something?
But I want to be able to understand so everyone has to sing it with an Irish accent. So it's happy birthday to pot,
That's
happy birthday to pot, something like that.
something like that. Yeah, you got the words right. You got the words right.
I didn't say it was an accurate accent. I'm just hoping the dog will understand.
No, he's sleeping. I woke him up when it hit 12 o'clock yesterday just to wish him happy birthday. He was not happy either. He just let him fucking sleep. So,
He says, "What birthday? What's time again? This thing you keep talking about with time. I don't know what that means."
I have a steak to frost and he'll get some steak tomorrow. I'll not eat it all. But anyway,
Christ.
back to Revelations. Verse 5 then. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he sat on him, and had a pair of balances in his hand. What's balances? Like weights and balances?
Yes, weights and balances. That's right. Now this is the same as the symbol for judgment. It's the same as the position east in the zodiac Libra, the balances or the judge.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll notice the phrase that was every time, I can't see this, but I can remember most of it. The phrase that was there before given, and he was given, is missing. You see that?
I can't see it because it's missing. I didn't know it was there.
Well, it's missing that it's missing. And the rest of them, all the other 3 have it. They are all given something, but this one just has.
Yeah, I see that. Now, yeah, well, now that I'm reading back, yeah, that's just I haven't read it enough to see that.
Right. Okay. So this is the one that has the balances. He's not given balances, right? And he is thereby the judge. He rides a black horse. Do you have any idea what I'm going to say?
No.
The judge arrives on a black horse. God comes from space.
So, the fact that, right, hold on now. So, are you saying the word given has been removed or it was never there?
It was never there.
Right. So, he opened the third seal, said to the third beast, Come and see, and I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he sat on him, had a pair of balances in his hand. So, the judge comes
right.
on a black horse. And from the judge
right.
coming on a black horse, that means Jesus is an alien.
No, it means his father is an alien.
Okay,
Jesus, any Jesus on his planet is not an alien yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, how do you make that leap? Because God
What
is
leap?
the old judge. Black horse meaning spaceship. That's a bit of a leap.
Well, the balances are mentioned several times throughout the text, along with the judge, that the judge holds the balances. This one here is holding the balances. They aren't given to him. He arrives on a black horse.
All right, I'm just getting rid of the. Oh, they've changed it. It's not stripping without clothes anymore. It's not enough.
Oh.
Yeah, it's enough watch stream girls here. So
Well, great. Maybe they're working on their English. Maybe we're helping them. Could you read that again? Because I can't see it at all, because that's not on StreamYard whatsoever. So read that again, and let's see if we can help them further.
It's naked HD XYZ. Enough watch stream girls here.
Enough watch stream?
Apostrophe girls here. Apostrophe.
Enough watch stream. That's really bad English. Let's see. What do you suppose they even mean by enough watch stream?
I don't know. I felt they were better when they were funnier, trying to be funny with stripping with no clothes on, you know? But that was at least funny.
That's pretty funny. I have to give it to you.
Right. So, horse means spaceship.
No, in this case, in all cases, actually, horse means motivation or transportation. How you're physically motivated.
Right. Well, I can see I can see transportation. Right. A use of transportation.
Mm-hmm.
But still, spaceship. Spaceship.
Well, the spaceship itself isn't mentioned, but I'd have to refer back to the physicality of angels and of the Father to say, well, there must be spaceships. They're in something, just like the plants and man, which were formed and then put into the garden, had to live somewhere.
Okay, well, I'm just going to accept that. That's
okay.
I can't. Well, I can disagree with it. I think it's a bit of black horse spaceship.
No, black horse space.
Black horse space.
Not spaceship. Yeah, space itself. The black horse.
Right. Verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Right, come on.
Right.
That's rambling.
Which is really, that and right there is not a cumulative and. It's a definitive and, making separation. So for me, it's better if I said nor the wine.
Right.
I think it should have been nor right there because it's indicating 2 different things, 2 different groups.
That sentence. What relevance is this sentence? I know that there's a talk of balances.
Every relevance.
Right. Explain the relevance to me.
Okay, so this is spoken by the judge talking about fairness.
Hold on now. How do we know it's hold on. Just how do we know it's spoken by the judge? It says it's in the middle of the 4 beasts. The 4 beasts are surrounding the throne, and there is the idea.
The one who sits on the throne. That's right. The ultimate judge. Like, the throne judgment and all that.
Yeah, but that's I'm just saying that the judge. It's 2 different descriptions. It's the way it's written. It's as if it's 2 people.
It is. It's more than 2 people. The Father is just the last Christ. He's not God.
The ultimate judge, and then the judge again.
Yeah. There's more than one judge in heaven. Even when Christ takes his throne, which he hasn't yet, he has the 12 apostles as pillars in heaven, or a council for him. And even though he's the judge in that position at that time, he still takes counsel. He's not the only judge.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So the corn, and it's corn or wheat and barley and penny prices and all of this sort of thing. Those would have been reasonable prices in that part of the world in that day, although it shouldn't be penny. Obviously, there was no penny.
Mm-hmm.
But and then hurt not the oil or the wine. Oil and wine don't mix.
No.
What's that?
No.
Right. In fact, you can shake it up; it'll separate pretty quick, pretty fast. So, but the reference of wine in the Bible is talking about people and drunkenness and those who are overcome by the Spirit. That is, they're into the whole end times thing. And then, of course, the oil is those that don't mix with that, or Gentiles, or nations, or other peoples. So I take this basically as being a demand of him who sits on the throne to the angels conducting end times, that they be fair and not hurt anyone.
Right. There is going to be hurting.
There are going to be people hurt, yes, by
Yes.
natural occurrences.
Yes. Well, maybe not
Yes.
natural occurrences. You're going to drag them out of the house.
Well, okay, but now you're talking about emotional hurt. I think you're just talking about like physical hurt.
If someone's going to drag me out of the house, it's going to hurt. Like, I'm going to fight back. They're going to have to force me.
It depends on how gentle and strong they can be.
I'm very strong. Have you not seen me? I have big arms. Grr. I'm a man. Grr.
Grr, I know you're a man. Yes, I'm aware.
Right. So that's just a balance, and it's the judge saying be fair.
I think it just says be fair, yeah.
Okay, verse
Those are
7.
statements of fairness.
And
Yeah.
when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see."
Yep.
And I looked, I don't know why they made that a separate verse. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
So you see right there how Christians say them. It reads them, and it does mean them, they. It does mean that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they apply that to all the four horsemen. But it's already talking about a group there, which is, of course, the beast of Satan and Satan himself. And a person need understand the word pale, or in some newer translation, it actually says yellow or green, which is closer to the idea of pale, because pale doesn't mean white. The actual word pale there means the same as the yellow greenish pus that comes from infected sores. That's what it literally means. So it's like the idea of infection and nastiness and gross things, something like that.
Yeah, it's the idea of like that pale yellowy. I wouldn't say pale's white, although people say pale skin. They think white people. That's colloquially used, and our skin isn't white. You know, we're not.
Sure.
You know, we're not.
Now we're pink.
White. Yeah. Right, so it's death and hell that gets the sword and the hunger and the death and all the rest of it, not the other three horsemen. Who remind me again who they are? We've got the red horse.
Jesus in his first job, Jesus in his second job, the Father and or heaven's arrival, and then comes the beast of Satan and Satan himself, the bringers of death and disease and pestilence and starvation and.
No, I'm asking. There's the red horse, the white horse. Do we have a black horse?
Yeah, I just said all those.
Yeah.
White horse, Jesus in his first mission. Red horse, Jesus in his second mission. Black horse, arrival of the Father in heaven and all the angels. Pale horse, rise of the beast.
Right, yeah, now I get you. You said it that quickly the first time, it all blurred together into one.
Sorry.
Right. Come and see, beast there. No, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. So don't go and hurt anyone and now slay people.
No. Read it again.
And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain. So they're dead,
Yes.
and their souls are here now. They were killed for the word of God and the testimony which
Right.
they held.
Right. And what's that? What is the word of God and the testimony they held? What does that mean?
They weren't being nice people, according to his
What?
rules.
No, the word of God. God's a nice guy in this story.
We had a massive row last week about that. Let's not even go into that again.
According to the Bible, God and Jesus are nice folks. We have to stay with that in an internal critique. So they died because they believed true things of nice folks. That makes them martyrs. Make sense?
No.
They died for the word and for the testimony. That's a martyr.
Right, the way I read it is they were slain for the word of God and the testimony which they held. So they weren't doing what they were told. They were not sticking by the word of God, so they were killed. That's how I read that.
I don't know how you got that. I don't know how you got that, and I don't even know of a Christian sect as messed up as they are that would say that.
It's just
I'm
reading it.
Scholar who would say that.
I saw the altar of the souls of people that were slain. So I'm seeing souls of people who were killed. So if you're dead and the soul exists, your soul exists afterwards. So these people are dead. Right? They were slain for the word of God and the testimony which they held. And that says
for the word of God and the testimony for which they held.
Why would God kill? I don't understand. To me, death is a bad thing, right? You do that as a punishment. You're going to kill someone.
People just die. And some people have died for the word of Jesus.
Slain.
And for
no,
God.
If you slay someone, they don't just die. They've been slain. And that's the exact word that's there. I don't know the Greek, but I'm slaying someone is me killing them. Not natural causes.
They got slayed, yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I've killed somebody that agrees with me for no reason.
Or what?
I've killed somebody for no reason. You say it makes them a martyr.
No. It does make them a martyr, yeah.
Right. Well, someone who's a martyr has been killed by someone. Someone who is a martyr has been killed for their belief system by someone who disagrees with them, and that's what makes them a martyr.
Right.
Right. So we are establishing that there's a disagreement between the word of God and their testimony.
No, I still don't see how you get that. Let me give you an example of someone who may have really understand Jesus' message, right? And really agreed with God. That is, that they held the word of God and the testimony. And the testimony is the Gospels. That's what the testimony is the testimony of Jesus Christ. I know that's kind of abbreviated there, but it's a pat phrase throughout the work. Let's say, for instance, someone is in a holy crusade, okay? And they're trying to take this village, right? And the villagers fight back, and this holy soldier gets killed. You see?
I see what you're saying.
He's not out of alignment because he got killed.
Well, who killed him then?
This is talking about souls of the past, people who've died from this planet. And it's about to make it clear in the next line where it says, how much longer are we going to have to wait till you end this crap?
Well, perhaps the next line will then give us more context.
Okay.
And we shall move up. Let the audience see. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Right, well, you see that word, avenge our blood that dwell? See that phrase now? That makes...
Yeah.
All right, we should have maybe read that next verse then.
Okay. Well, I can't see, so...
Yeah, that's right, you're blind. You've got green eyes tonight. That dwell on the earth. Verse 11. And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So
there's going to be some true believers who die in end times.
Yeah, and they're going to come and join you. Take a seat over in the waiting room.
So wait till everybody gets judged at one time. That's another rule. Some Christians do, and some Christians do not follow that rule in their beliefs about the Bible. But there's a good chunk of the Christians that say, "Oh, we all get judged at the same time," and this is where you get that from, saying we all get judged at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Okay.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of her, and the moon became as blood. Are we getting into the acid trippy now? Are we getting some of the acid?
I think that's Yellowstone's eruption, or the eruption of some supervolcano.
Right.
That's what's being spoken of right there.
And the sun black as sackcloth of her. Is the sun being blacked out more so than the sun itself becoming black?
Okay, so sackcloth of hair was made. A sackcloth, first of all, is a sack that was woven out of cheap materials, like we think of a gunny sack or a burlap sack, something like that. But they made it out of animal hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like horse mane and horse tail, cow mane. Cow
yes,
tail,
but what I'm asking
hair.
is the description a description of the sun being blacked out through to dust because of this earthquake, or is this guy actually making the sun black?
Oh no, blacked out.
Yes.
Read it again. Can you? I don't know. I'm not even sure you could read it as not blacked out. Read it again, please.
Where are we? Lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of her.
Well, you could read it that way, couldn't you?
Yes, so that's why I'm asking.
That's interesting.
And the moon became as
I never
blood.
thought to read it that way, but it's interesting.
Yeah, well, it would make sense to me that the sun's not going to change color. The sun's going to be blacked out, especially if you say that this earthquake's going to be that large.
I guess knowing of the cloud that shadows 1/3 of the earth, I never even considered you could read it that way. So that was new to me. Thank you.
Right, moon, blood. Why is the moon red? If the sky's been blacked out and we can't see the sun, what's happening with the moon? Is that the moon that's a spaceship that you're on?
Well, you know, the moon orbits the Earth. And because the moon orbits the Earth and yes. Well, it's not the same thing as the Earth orbiting the sun. It's not the same thing. Okay. And because of the wobble of the Earth and the sine wave that the moon is on in its orbit, the moon appears in different elevations in the sky, as it crosses, as it crosses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the moon can be at the horizon on its travel across the sky, which means the pollution from a volcanic eruption can be different at that, because the Coriolis effect.
So it's up here, it's on the edge, and we're getting the glow like a sunrise or sunset, but with the moon.
Yeah, I think it means something like that. Yeah.
Right. I don't know where to go with that. It just seems very particular. There's a lot of information that you're adding to the text, if you can understand where I'm coming from.
Deriving from the text, yes.
Deriving from the text,
not adding
but there's,
yeah. This is a lot of eisegesis. True story.
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as the damn fig tree casteth her ultimate figs when she is shaken out of the mighty wind. So this is
right
meteorites.
I don't think this is talking about meteorites or unsteered objects at all.
So this will be intentional. This will be intentional.
What's that?
This will be intentional.
Oh, okay. So first of all, the army of Philistines run away from the Israelites, and the Israelites chase them when Goliath of Gath is killed. That is to say, when chunks of the moons get shot everywhere, it hits some of the inner and outer asteroid belts. And some of that might come crashing into the earth. I mean, there's a lot of talk about fire raining from the sky.
Funny that you call it fire rain, because an episode of Stargate is about meteorites crashing on this planet, and the people who live there call it fire rain. You fucking need to watch this show, man. But, right, well, they're wrecking the moon. That's intentional. causing these things to fall. Yeah, so there is intention. They are causing this. All right?
I think there is intention in it.
Yes, which is what we fought over last week about the timing and them intervening and stuff. So they are having to do this themselves.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. And the heavens departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So just earthquakes all over the world.
This is, and something else to notice about that. Chapter 21 goes into great detail about how heaven is measured, and it gives an actual size. And there can't be an actual size to an immaterial construct or some immaterial plane of existence. You can't have a 12,000 furlong wide ethereal plane. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, no,
there would be no measurement to an ethereal plane.
Well, there would be a measurement system based in that own system, but our measuring system, mate, will not work.
What's that?
You can't say that there is no measurable distance or measurable size in an ethereal plane, but you can say that our measuring systems won't apply there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But furlongs is one of our ancient measurements.
Yeah, but yeah.
Goes along with acres and rods and fathoms and all that. But anyway, okay, so then it says that heaven, having 29 parts, rolls up like a scroll. Now, just how do you take solid objects and make them at least appear to roll up as a scroll?
Teach me, O wise one.
I don't know what this is. I don't think we're even close to having this level of science. Okay? But maybe we would say today something like folding space.
I don't think,
because taking three-dimensional objects and then rolling them up is not something we understand how to do.
If I'm looking down at something that's floating above me, they're all going to look at the exact same height. If there's only the difference, say, of that particular thing, right? So I have two, right, we're going to call them spaceships, right? Your two moon-sized spaceships. And then we have another two, but these are above. And then we have another two, and these are above. And to make it roll up like a scroll, all they would have to do is fly in together. If we were below that looking up, it would look like they were rolling in on a scroll.
Okay, that's fine as long as you're consistent. Have you ever made the argument that the Bible says the circle of the earth means a disc?
I haven't read it, but I know of it.
Have you ever made that argument?
No, I've never made that argument. I'm just saying from a... Folding space is a giant thing. I'm just saying perspectively, from looking at something, we could make it look like rolling a scroll if they were all at different heights and just moved in at the same time. If you were standing underneath it and looking up, you don't have to fold.
I mean, I hear your words. I just can't like structure that in my brain somehow.
Right.
Like if something rolls up as a scroll, I mean, a scroll is a wooden dowel or two wooden dowels with paper in between.
And you're talking about moons. You're talking about moon-size fucking things, man.
I know. Moon and larger sized objects.
Yeah.
The throne or mercy seat is a little bit bigger than this planet, according to the measurements.
Right. Well, folding space, even if that is possible in any future tense technology, I guarantee you couldn't see it sitting on the earth while it's happening above your head. Guarantee you couldn't
John's
physically
not
see
actually seeing it. I mean, John would be dead if he saw that. And then how is he going to write it? So he's not really there witnessing the thing happening. That's not what's going on here. You know, he'd be dead.
It's a physical description of something.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Right. And I don't think that folding space would have a physical component where there's light coming out of it that you could see with your eyes from the earth if it's happening in space.
I don't know. All I can say is it's representing something really weird here and then really impactful. And then it says, and all mountains were moved.
It just could be a fancy flight pattern.
It could be. But that doesn't explain why the flight pattern moved the mountains. Unless they have a lot of jet propulsion,
the earth is... Why would... Right. You've brought in 29 things the size of fucking moons and bigger. You're going to disrupt the gravity. I'm now fighting your side. You're going to disrupt the gravity of the planet.
I guess it would.
And tectonic plates and shit are going to move all over the place and not know what the fuck they're doing.
The other way to look at that same thing in the reading frame I've adopted is to say that it's a summation, and every mountain was moved from its place is something the same as, and there were no more mountains. Like everything was set off kilter.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you removed the oceans and melted the planet, well, yeah, everything's off kilter.
I don't know. I'm not going to fight your corner anymore. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be folded space, but 29 moon-shaped planets in the orbit of Earth.
What do you think about like me scheduling you on modern day debate to debate this position?
I will not have anything to do with modern day debate at all whatsoever.
No, why? Why?
Because he's a piece of shit.
Oh, that. Okay, moving on then.
That's just it's a shit channel for drama that brings up views so he can bring money into his pocket and fill his own fucking. He's a dick, you know.
It's terrible. Yeah, it is terrible.
Oh well. It's just my opinion, you know. Everybody's entitled when they're like assholes.
Oh sure, most of them stink.
Yeah. Mine doesn't. Mine's fucking spot on. Right. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every man hid themselves in the dens and the rocks and the mountains, shitting themselves. Earth's falling apart.
Yeah.
We're shitting ourselves.
Yeah. Crapping their pants, probably dying of heart attack, some of them.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, I mean, never in the history of this planet until very recently did people bore into the earth to make caverns enough that large amounts of people could hide in them. That's
not
just never
true.
been done.
That is not true.
Where is it true? Where is that true?
I would give me right after the show. When we have some time, I will look up ancient cities that are buried deep into the fucking earth, like not a half a mile deep.
I mean, very different things by large amount of people.
Man, this is like a city under the ground that they carved under the ground.
Yeah, maybe 10,000 people could collectively fit in those kinds of places.
Any more than 10,000 people when the world's falling apart isn't physically going to be able to get to anything bigger. The world's fucked. There's no trains.
You have no idea how many people are in our government who are prepared for this very, very thing, and just how extensive. There are stories of truckers driving into government bunkers in the crust of this earth, 15 miles into a bunker. 15 miles to drop a load underground in a government bunker.
Yeah.
Of course, some distances are much shorter than that, but you get the idea.
I'm just saying that you can't say that it's been a recent thing that we have been digging into the ground for a large number of people to survive.
My idea of large and yours are very different. That's evident to me. There have been underground cities. I'm not denying that.
Good. Because I'm fucking right. Just like I'm right about modern day debate. He's a dick. So
you're right as long as we're talking about a small group of people sheltering underground.
That's
right.
fine. No, I'm winding up. That's fine. Right. And they say, we need to screw it up because I don't think the audience can see. There we go. And they said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So we're going to blow up the entrance so we can hide from the motherfucking crazy aliens.
I don't know why Christians, how they justify this part of the text outside of the view that I've adopted. I don't know how to justify it elsewise.
Right.
Like, you
give me the Christian view. What's the Christian view of this? Tell me, because I don't know it.
Well, let me look at the premise here first. Let me look at the situation. Atheist type, non-believer types, scared out of their minds, hiding, wishing to die. Of course, heaven's a rival and you're a believer and you understand what's going on. You either A, already ascended right away, or B, you ascended in the middle of it, or C, you have to wait until the end, but you're still not going to be scared wishing for death, right? If you understood what's going on, because it's your God and you trust him. So it has to be atheists that are scared here.
No, it has to be. No, it has to be the entire planet that's scared here, Richard, because it's aliens coming. Christians don't believe in aliens. So when you make that statement that it's just atheists, it's going to be all the Christians in the world. It's going to be all the Muslims. It's going to be all.
I'm talking about, I agree with you. I agree with you. However, Christians don't agree with you on this, and I don't know how they justify it, because it's talking about people being totally freaked out by something, right? And it would include people who are non-religious, and in fact, it kind of especially points out people that are non-religious the way that they read it. And just what the hell are the non-religious people scared of if heaven isn't? I don't know how they say this. It doesn't make sense.
Even if you're non-believer and atheistic or whatever label you want to give it, a lot of them are going to have some sort of knowledge. Everybody in the world, bar a few places, has heard of the Christian God. So, you know, if that happens...
That's not my argument, though.
No, but they will know what's happening. That's my argument, is why are they hiding not knowing what's happening? Because they will know. Whether they believe or not, if I said I don't believe in this, which I don't, but if it happened, I'd be like, Richard was right. I'm still not a fucking believer. I'm just, Richard was right. You know, I understand what's going on. I'm still not a fucking believer that this is God. But I'm just now, I have the knowledge of what's happening. So I don't think just by saying it specifically says atheists and it's only them, they still would know. If there was 4 horsemen come into this house right now and start going mad and look like this, I'd know there were the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, even though I'm not a fucking believer. Like, the knowledge is still there without the belief.
Right. So I just don't understand how Christians are asserting something like, well, they're going to be in the spirit in the moment, and they'll understand the spirit, and they'll be scared because they're in the spirit in the moment. And these are like non-spiritual people.
Yeah, but they have applied the spirituality to the entire thing. So you're saying they're non-spiritual people, but they've read them as angels and magic and supernatural the whole way through the book. So when they get to this last one...
That's not what I meant. I was talking about the people on the planet. I was talking about the people here.
Right.
What the Christians say about the people here. That they have to be in some kind of alternate reality to experience the thing because there's no physicality of heaven. So now they're saying that non-believing people will be in some altered reality.
Well, I don't think that. I don't
know why they would be.
I think with the compartmentalization that they do is when the apocalypse comes, it happens on earth and only the good people go to heaven. So all of this that's happening is happening on earth. God is floating in the clouds, screaming and shouting and all this shit that's happening while we're still on earth. These people are hiding in a cave on earth. The other people have already ascended to heaven. So it's not that they're in another dimension. They're just the people who were left behind, as in the rapture.
What the hell are they scared of?
The fact that this just fucking crazy man's coming to kill everybody. Like, seriously, this is the whole thing we talked about last week, you know.
I get that part. No, I get that part. Never mind. Forget it. Forget the whole thing.
Alien invasion. This is why people are afraid, because there's an alien invasion.
Well, that's what I think is true. If you saw physical aliens arriving in physical spaceships, you'd be freaking mentally freaked out, of course.
Right, and if something appeared
and
if something appeared and was very supernatural looking, I'd still probably think it was technology, but it can look like magic all it fucking wants. It's still the same idea.
Yeah. But the Christians think there's nothing to physically see. So what the hell are the people scared of?
I think that's another instance where I'm going to have to get a Christian on to ask them that. I think that the people on earth...
I should ask that question. I don't get it.
Right. 17. And for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Which is the end of that other thought right there. So nothing to explain there.
No.
They're impressed.
They're impressed.
They're impressed.
I wouldn't say...
It got their attention.
Right. Verse Revelations chapter 7. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth. So we've got 4 beasts, 24 people, 1 guy on a throne, and now another 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, and the wind should not bow on the earth, nor the sea, nor any tree.
should not bow. Is
Blow.
that how it reads?
Sorry. Blow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank
And
you.
the wind should not blow on the earth. Right.
Right. Okay, that's
and,
right.
and after these things, they saw 4 angels standing in the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds.
Hey, I just semi-confirmed my brag.
What's that?
Because I mean, I literally can't see and I can't read this right now, and I'm wearing green screen glasses, which you can see some light through, but you can't see anything through these. But and I've touted before that if you mistook one word in the Bible, I would know it.
Well, this is Revelations. I've made that statement about Stargate, but if you tested me in anything but 4 or 5 fucking series, I'd probably get it wrong. Revelations is your series. But obviously it's wind.
I'm saying the whole book, actually.
Right. Well, the wind should not blow in the earth. So, okay. So these 4 angels, basically, they're trying to show their power. We can control the weather. Is that what you're telling me? What's the point of this?
Yes. We see wind moving because we see clouds and dust moving and things like that. They're saying they're going to suck all the moisture out of the air. There won't even be clouds. And there's another line that says, and it won't rain during the days of his testimony. Well, there's good reason for that. There's no moisture in the air.
I think that's a physical. I think that's a physical leap you're making. To like the words would be poetic. All right, the words I think in this would be more poetic. The holding of the 4 winds is more showing of power, rather than we are physically taking.
It is showing a show of power.
Yes, but it's a show of power. It's a mention of a show of power. Like I'll say, I'll swing Thor's hammer. I'm not actually gonna swing Thor's hammer, but I can say that I will as a show of power. By saying holding the 4 winds and things like that, I don't think that it's an actual description of a scientific procedure of taking the moisture out of the fucking air. I think it's just these people making a show of power, making a statement for the show of power.
I think it's very practical because if you condensed the atmosphere of this earth so that it was insanely cold, that is the hoarfrost storehouse that is mentioned in Enoch, that is in heaven.
That's right.
You wouldn't want there to be water in with your gas. That's a bad idea.
Right, you're inferring so much from the text. There's a lot of inference there. I think it's simply...
No,
it's more...
It says that... Go ahead.
No, go on ahead. You love interrupting me. Go on ahead.
Well, I don't want you to feel like
I'm laughing at you, Richard. Go on ahead. I'm winding you up.
Okay. So where it says it collects these 7 mountains of metal and the oceans, and then if I go all the way back to Genesis, it talks about dumping all that stuff off here. Okay. To change this into somewhere where human beings can live. So the first thing it mentions is dumping a bunch of air here, and there is evidence of hypersonic wind all over this planet, but there is nothing to cause hypersonic wind on this planet, especially natural.
It is more plausible than this is just a statement of power than a description of a scientific process to take moisture out of the air.
I'm going to quote Dr. Joshua Bowen to you. If you think this is simple, then you haven't really looked at it. None of this is simple.
I'm not saying that it's simple.
And yes, it's an easy answer to say something like
I'm here to disagree with you that this is fucking aliens. I'm here to disagree with you and take an atheistic point, so to speak, but to say that the Christians believe this, and it's more probable, not that the Christians are right, but it's more probable this isn't describing aliens. So when I say that you're, by saying they're holding the 4 winds, it's more of a descriptive thing as a show of power to the Christians, not just...
Well, they're about to be released on the great river Euphrates, which is the same as the seas or all the water on the planet, that great river Euphrates. They're about to be loosed on that, which is what they were held against acting on. So that's why I think that this is part of them removing the water so that the earth quakes at the right time in the great quaking of the earth.
The whole Earth's fucked. 29 ships the size of the moon. Gravity all over the place.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy. It'd be really easy to kill us, actually.
Right. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
Yep.
Right, so one guy in the middle shouting orders.
Yep.
And he has the seal of the living God. Because he's carrying this seal, he has the power. It's sort of an old school feudalistic thing. If you have the seal of the king, you speak for the king.
That's true.
So he has the seal
So
of...
in the case of the book of Revelation, the one who speaks for the king or God is the Father. He's the one that calls all the shots. So
this guy has the seal, right? And he cries to a loud voice to the other 4, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and sea.
Yes.
And he tells them to, right, next verse, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Right.
So these fuckers are down racking the shit, and this boy's saying, hold on, don't rack shit just yet.
Well, they didn't start, but he says it before they do, so that's cool.
Well, they say they're doing it first. They've held the winds first. They've extracted the water, as you say. That came first. Then the guy said,
don't hurt grass and trees and ocean and stuff. Don't do that yet.
That the wind should not blow on the earth nor the sea or any tree. And then it says, I'm just talking about the order of the sentence. They've already started in the order of the sentence. They're doing it. Then this fucker come in and says, don't.
Well, he says, don't do the rest of it, I think.
Well, someone can come in after you've started doing something and say, don't do it. Or they can say it beforehand and say, don't do it. But it doesn't mean, like, they can just say, don't do it. By them saying it doesn't give us...
Well, it doesn't say let go of the winds, does it? Does it say let go of the winds or even mention the winds?
No. It doesn't
okay,
mean
then
that
it's not stop what you're doing or let it go back to normal. It's don't continue.
I can say don't do that to somebody who hasn't done it yet or to someone who has already started.
That's fine.
True. I'm just laying it out. But don't hurt the earth nor the trees till we get the servants of God. So basically we're going to round up all the people that likes us and knows what's happening, which is Richard, maybe Robbie and Beck, and a few people who watch this on the internet, and then everybody else is fucked.
A bunch of folks will understand what's going on by the time it gets to this.
Right, by understand, what do you mean? By understand, now you are...
Have accepted heaven, be sitting on the glass floor, staring down at the earth, lamenting it being destroyed. Okay,
so your belief system. You think in the next 20 years there's enough people going to start to believe your belief system?
Well, if the signs happen, it's pretty damn convincing. And when they meet angels,
right. Signs are convincing to people who know to look for them. If the fucking thing happens and I don't know what it means, then I can be still scientific and go, right, why is this scientifically happened? No. I don't have to believe in your belief system.
I think there's good purpose in them being written in fairy tale form, and I think we're pretty good at recognizing stories, even if they were a fairy tale, And I think for the majority of people, the vast majority of people, aren't going to need anyone to translate this for them, that the acts of the angels will translate it for them.
I just think, right, if shit happens, people are going to look at it from a scientific point of view. That's what's going to happen. They're not going to automatically believe that this guy created us and he is our God. They're not. Christians are going to fight against it because God's not an alien. You'll have some crazy whacked out fucking Christians, maybe 1,000 or 10,000 of them or so, and all of us idiots that watch me and you talk, and your followers from your channel. Because we know of the belief system of it that this guy is God. Right? I'm not going to say that these people aren't going to deny the fact that an alien is coming down, an alien is making these claims, and an alien is wrecking the planet and taking our minerals. That's what they're going to believe is happening, and they're going to load up their nukes and they're going to try and fight back.
Okay,
they are not going
here's
to...
the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. In order to be judged, we have to be collected to one point. I think that one point is going to be the rock, the bare stone, Yellowstone, in the now cooling off caldera. But how we get there is not voluntary. We're taken there.
I know.
And that would mean that angels took us there to be judged. So, like, everybody met angels at that point. Everybody.
No, everybody met aliens.
Which claim to be angels.
Yeah, which claim to be angels.
Yeah, well, I know.
Again, man, the gold did this all the fucking time. The whole fucking premises of the show is aliens coming down and saying they're gods. But when people find out they've got technology, they're not gods. Yeah. They just are aliens that use technology.
But that's just Christian misunderstanding. They've mistaken technology for magic, and that's why they're always claiming God magic.
Yes, that's exactly what's happened. And for that reason, people will not believe the belief. They're not going to just suddenly change and go, oh, this is God.
But only Christians would object to that. They would just have a new definition for what God means. That is anti-Christian.
If I hadn't had a conversation with you about this over the last 3.5, nearly 4 fucking years, if an alien turned up,
you've been fine anyway.
If an alien turned up and knocked on my fucking door, right, I would be astounded. Right. I would be, you know, what the fuck's going on? I would have no idea. And this guy's claiming he's going to be God. I'd be like a Jehovah Witness. Come in with your book and tell me why you believe that. You know, I'm not going to instantly believe the motherfucker that he is an angel.
What if he talks like, looks like, acts like?
What? According to you, he's a 9-foot human.
About 8 foot, yeah.
That, you know, he's just a tall guy. I'd be like looking at him going, damn, motherfucker, you should have played basketball instead of doing this shit.
And he would reply, we have basketball in heaven, but of course we have a 14-foot rim.
That's what I'm doing when I'm not racking planets. I'm playing some hoops.
Oh, sure, why not?
I just don't see that people will automatically accept that this guy is God. I see most people accepting that this is an alien race coming to overpower us and take what they want.
They are.
Yes, but people aren't going to follow the belief system and believe that this guy is God. All right. I guarantee if you took DNA, right, and you sent it to a fucking guy, because we don't have this person's original planet, we just have this person, okay? And their planet with their DNA and stuff, as you say, they're very similar to us, but they're going to be different. They're going to be different genetically because they grew up on a different planet. They evolved on a different planet, so they're going to be close but different. And I guarantee if you give it to a fucking scientist and they checked and the DNA was what, 70-80% close or whatever, or mostly close, whatever the fuck that arbitrary number is, and there's a small genetic difference, they will put it down to panspermia. They will say that this is confirmation of fucking panspermia coming in and shit landing on this planet and shit landing on that planet, and there's the basis of life coming from the same thing. They're not going to say this guy is God. Yeah, but they're not going to say this guy and automatically accept. I would bet money on that they would probably accept that panspermia has been confirmed rather than this guy is an alien. Yeah, rather than this guy is an alien, they're not going to confirm that he is God.
I don't know what this physical God is you're talking about.
The idea, the aliens, okay? These people who are angels.
Okay, the angels.
Okay, the angels, okay?
Okay.
And they have one human working for them that claims to be Jesus, that looks exactly the same as us. That's that one crazy guy that was on the street for a year telling people about his story. Oh, wait, that was you. That's what's going to happen. They're going to think it's a crazy guy that's just fucking agreed with them. They're not going to think he's God.
That's what they're going to think. A lot of them, some of them.
Most of them.
Hard to say.
Most of them.
Look, never mind Christianity. Never mind the Bible.
Everybody.
Forget all of that for just a moment. Forget all of that for just a moment and say, okay, I'm a human being on this planet. Let's say I've never heard of religion. Fine. Aliens arrive. They're able to speak my language. They look like me. They have the same sex organs as me. They eat the same food. They breathe the same air. They just happen to be a lot bigger and prettier than I am. Okay? And smarter by a lot. And they sit me down and they talk to me. And I say, look, this is the deal. This is what's going on. You can become a traveler with us where there is no theft, there is no rape, there is no murder, there is no death. We don't have regrets. We don't have mourning. We don't have to cry anymore. And we're offering you the chance to become part of that civilization where you don't have to cry anymore. And just leave it right there.
Yeah, just leave it right there. Don't say that if you decide to go against us, we're going to leave you here and wreck the fucking earth and kill you and take all your materials and leave you with nothing.
Those are encouraging. I'm not
no,
saying
they're not
those
encouraging.
aren't
Man, this is all
encouraging
falling
acts.
back
They
on
are.
from. This is just falling back, and you're only saying that we're trying to give you all this wonderful stuff, but if you don't do what you're fucking told,
okay,
we're going to kill you. You're forgetting to say
It
that,
is
man.
coercion. I agree with you. There is coercion. Okay?
But you can't
And we
say.
can talk about the morality of coercion.
Yeah, but you can't say, let's just leave it there. You can't leave it there because it does follow up with, if you don't come with us, you're going to die.
Fine.
So you can't just
Okay, and
leave
including all of that. And including all of that. I think there's a large majority of the population of this earth would go,
I
well,
guarantee
you're a
you, right?
tyrant.
Now, let's take this scenario, okay? Your scenario is 29 ships turning up, stripping everybody from the house and all that, and stealing the materials and all this stuff, right? My scenario, which probably would work out better, is one ship comes down, has an advocate, a diplomat, one person, comes down, does it publicly so the entire world sees it, but is very peaceful. Comes forth as peaceful and says, we are here and we are offering our technology to the entire world. We are offering all of this to the entire world where everybody will be peaceful. The only thing is we have to leave this planet. Now, I guarantee you that more people would agree with that because the planet is fucked because we have fucked it over. And people would be like, well, the planet's fucked in 100 years anyway.
It's more screwed than we know. I actually think it's more screwed than we know.
But this is what I'm saying, right? If you let me finish,
very screwed.
If you let me finish, this scenario where this alien comes down and says your planet is fucked because of what you have done to it, so you have to leave this planet. We are offering you a ship. We are offering you means off this planet. We are offering you intergalactic travel with all this medical technology where you will live and all this wonderfulness. More people would do that. Because they would agree we have fucked the planet over. They would want to do this, that, and the other. But if you have a 29 ship turning up in the sky, wrecking the planet, forcibly removing people from it's a totally different scenario. And I understand.
Wait. Enforceably, you imply that everyone would object.
No,
it's not always forcibly.
Forcibly means that some people. It doesn't mean everybody. It means some people. And I'm saying from a previous statement, it's going to be most people.
I don't think so, but okay.
Well, most people aren't. We've had that conversation. I'm not going to go through it again. Just because an alien turns up and says he's God doesn't make him God.
They're not claiming to be God. Quit that.
All right, angels.
Quit being such a damn Christian. Quit it. Seriously.
Angels that say about the 7 ideas of God and blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about God in your internal critique, not the fucking physical. There is
They're
Adam.
talking about a perfected society that has rules.
We've already agreed, Adam. I keep forgetting, instead of saying God, I should say Adam.
Okay.
And we discussed that. But yeah, I just think that if one person came down as a diplomat and was nice and freely offered their technology and said the only thing is we need the materials of this planet to make the ship, everybody would fucking agree. The governments would all come in, they would all have a vote on it, and people would then all forcibly have to do it because the government decided. If they didn't want to, they can fucking stay, it's their own choice. But more people would agree and get to vote and do that. Because
it's a really good question, actually. Your overall thing you're describing here is actually a really good question. Why do they do it exactly the way when there are other logical things you could do?
Yeah.
It's a really good question. I don't know.
They love the power, they're narcissistic and like to control.
I kind of doubt it. I think narcissism and like displays of power are things that, aware beings do, but those aware beings are probably not all that smart.
I don't know. I just think there's better ways of doing it. I guarantee, I would tell you now, if aliens, we've had this discussion before, what would happen if we went through the process and how I would react. Sure. But I guarantee if I seen on the TV, aliens have arrived offering us free technology and extending our life and they are going to let us become interstellar fucking travelers, I'd be the first cunt to sign up whether I knew you or not.
I think I will be too without a briefing.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah. I always wanted to see
Yeah.
outer space.
And if
stuff.
you turn on the news
cool.
and you turn on the news and you see 29 ships in the fucking skies and people battering doors down and taking people out of their families and nobody having a fucking choice about it, I guarantee I'm shooting the first cunt comes to my door. The end result is the same, but when you force people into doing things against their will,
I know
people fight back.
I know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm counting on in trust and in faith as to why it's being conducted that way. And here's something to notice about the Bible as a whole. It says, I made all these things. I made good and I made evil. I didn't literally make evil. That's ridiculous. Okay. But it does say I'm claiming responsibility for this entire situation.
Well, if you know.
And what I'm saying by saying, hold on, let me finish the thought. What I'm saying by saying that is this might be drawn as the worst possible case scenario. And if we take it as the norm instead of the worst case scenario being described, then well, we're going to be pleasantly surprised later, and that's nice. But there's nothing in this that says no one ever is going to just have an easy time of this where angels go, hey, look, we're offering you this stuff and it's all good.
Yeah, and that would be so much better.
But I can't say that won't happen.
You have made the statement the reason that we know these things is because they have happened many times before. So the fact that this is now their pattern, this is as you said, they have done this 29 times before, they know exactly what they're doing. I
know they know exactly what they're doing.
Yes, so they
and
have.
I'm sure every Bible ever written was very similar to the last one written.
Yeah, they have went with this. This is their style. This is their pattern. They have a routine, briefing. Everybody knows why we're here. We've done it all before. Get your guns, get your cuffs, get ready to kick doors down. Let's go! And they all run out the door. They've all done it before.
I don't think it's guns and cuffs.
I know, I'm fucking being facetious, but
I think they might have like some kind of force fields around them to protect them physically.
Mm.
Because people are going to react like you said. Oh, I'm going to shoot the guy as soon as he shows up the door. I'm going to shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Full bodysuit. Don't have to have a force field. You can just have a full bodysuit.
I mean, we're gonna be shooting. I'm sure like nukes, howitzers, pellet guns, whatever we got at them.
You can shoot a nuke at the fucking moon all day long. It's not gonna do goddamn much. Like,
well, it's not a moon. It's a spaceship.
But
maybe it would like knock a hole in it or something. That's what they'll be. They'll probably shoot everything they got, dude. I'm serious. I'm sure we're going to shoot all the military and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll shoot everything we have.
Mm-hmm.
Try to fly planes into it, committing suicide. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah, an absolute mess where most people are going to disagree that this guy is gone. Well,
I don't know. I don't know that it could be done differently. I literally don't know that. I mean, you came up with a plausible scenario that seems reasonable right now from my perspective.
And considering that we have the culture that we have, with the sci-fi shows that we have, we already have a layout of this sort of mindset. Star Trek with all of this sort of stuff and the possibility of interstellar travel and world peace. And I personally don't believe that the whole planet will come together until they have a common enemy. It's the way people come together, is they need a common enemy to come together.
The Ronald Reagan quote, be careful. People make fun of Ronald Reagan. But I agree with you.
It's just, I don't think people are going to come together. If it goes down to the attack, people will come together against the aliens. The whole human race will fight against them as a group.
I believe so.
Right?
It'd be about time we all agreed on something. It'd be about damn time.
That's the only thing that'll fucking, but if you come down as one ship with, or maybe 5 or 6 ships or whatever, how many ships, but evenly spread across the world to everyone, showing that you had no borders, right? And did it nice, came out and just give technology freely.
But they did. They did that in story form all over the planet a really long time ago. They did that. Now, what Christians and other religious people make of it and what they say about it, well, it's all magic and demons and angels and ethereal planes and craziness. But they did tell us.
Right. They told us to get ready. We're now at that stage where we're ready. Why not do it again? Why come this way?
So. I can't answer that. I don't know.
It's been an hour. I've highlighted in blue, so it's easy for us next week. We're on verse 4 of Revelation 7.
7:4.
Richard, as always, very, very good fun. Banter back and forth. At least this week I was a little bit more composed. Didn't get as frustrated this week. But yeah, thanks for everyone.
I'll try to return to being as frustrating as I was last week, next week. That way you don't get bored.
Last week we got like 15 people, and they do like the drama, you know. They love the drama when we shout at each other, like, but...
yeah, but that, you know, if it's drama between you and I, and we love each other, and I know that, I feel confident saying that. It's genuine. It's not made up drama.
No.
You know?
No, definitely not. Afro Humanist, thank you very much for the kisses. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks everybody for coming, Dog and the members and the we got Bugs and Alice the Strange has turned up tonight and a few other people. It's just been great. Sergeant Sam's here. Thanks everybody for coming.
I don't know that name.
Sambo.
I don't know the name. Alice the Strange.
Cat's sister.
Cat's sister.
You know Cat.
Okay. Cat Cienfuegos.
Yes.
That cat.
Yes, that cat.
Yeah. I can't see the chat, you know. I can't see the chat.
I know. You can't see anything. You've no fucking glasses.
I can't see a damn. I'm blind.
But thanks everybody for coming. Thanks everybody for the super chats and members and all the rest of it. I'm working on the website at the minute. There's a new homepage on the website. That's as far as I fucking got. Although I'm going for a new look. I'm going for this like. Hold on, let me see if I can bring it up. Hey, yeah, we should be able to bring it up.
More mankinis. More mankinis.
No mankini.
It's a new look. I mean, it's an option.
Let me. There we go. That should work. You see it, Richard? And if I pop back.
See what?
Yeah, it's in StreamYards. I fucking put it in StreamYards first so you can see it.
I see 8 white squares. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Yes, I don't know if people can see it, but yes, we've got new buttons. It's going for a different look. I'm trying to be a wee bit more mature, but yeah, all my links is there. Patreon, wishlist, PayPal, fucking YouTube, Twitter, and then if you click Pigsty, that'll take you on into the actual main website itself, which I'll have to fix and fuck about with and stuff yet. But yeah,
I didn't know you knew how to build websites. That's pretty cool.
Practice, man. Lots of practice. Lots and lots of practice.
I don't know anything about it.
You just learn. You learn. And yeah, it's a tenner a year to hold the website, so it's not that expensive. We could have demolished doctrine.com for a tenner a year, man. You can have all your paper up online. For everybody to see.
Can I send you some money?
It's easy to do. It's easy to do. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, it's easy for someone who knows how. Can I just send you some money?
We'll talk about it after. Okay. Afro's tagged me here. I want to thank MathPig. When I first started YouTube, helped me with my very first ever live stream, and boy was I a mess, but he helped, and I never forgot the kind gesture. Thank you, Afro. If anyone needs help, it's I don't mind helping out. It's something that's if you know how to do something, you should help.
Those aren't humanitarians.
That's what
trying to help folks.
We're just rambling now. So everybody, thanks very much for coming, and we shall see you all next week. Bye. Oh, think for yourselves, people.